there were options, but not many. I tell you that because, again, this stigma, whether or not I want to play, whether or not I'm going to be committed to the team, which I thought was really unfair at times. And I didn't appreciate how me being unvaccinated all of a sudden came to be a stigma within my career that I don't want to play or I'm willing to give up everything to be a voice for the voiceless.
Stephen A., I'll start with you. Are you buying what Kyrie is saying?
Well, yes and no. He is right that, you know, the stigma of him not being vaccinated played a role. Whether it's fair or not, I take full responsibility for that, and I don't give a damn. I meant every word that I said, and I ain't backing up from it one bit, because I think it's important that everybody understands. I'm going to move forward, RJ, and thank you for being on the show, and I'm not going to belabor what I said last year about Kyrie Irving. You had everything to do with people being there. KD choosing to come to Brooklyn, James Harden choosing to come to Brooklyn, et cetera, et cetera. They there because of you. And I said, you can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, if you got an opportunity to get the chip, and what's holding everything up is you getting vaccinated when everybody else on your team is vaccinated. Y'all know what y'all would do it. And every single professional athlete that I have encountered, when I give that scenario to them, confesses that you're right. That's what they would have done. So my point is that this is not about you being for or against the vaccine. Hell, I was against it. I didn't really want to take it. Okay? I'm sure I ran across a lot of people that didn't want to take it. It's no crime in feeling that way. So it's not about that. The issue was everybody was in but you. And you were willing to cost your team a shot at the chip because of that position. That's your right. But we all know that if Kyrie Irving and KD and James Harden are there from day one, chances are the Brooklyn Nets at the very least are in the conference finals, if not the finals, if not the championship. One of the three scenarios, multiple choice, pick one, because I don't think they're going home in the first round. They damn sure ain't going to be the only team in the postseason that got swept. That is what happened. So when he says what he says, yeah, I get your point, but that was your decision. But also, let's not forget, RJ, it ain't just about the vaccine. It's about the season before when you elected to sit out because of the riots at the U.S. Capitol and you were traumatized. It was about knowing you were supposed to come back, but you were seen partying with your family, knowing that was in violation of protocols by the NBA, and that was going to get you additional time off. It was about the time before that in Boston when you took time off. It was about the time before or really after that when you were in Brooklyn in KD's first season when you only played 20 games. You didn't go into the bubble, and people were speculating that, you know what, you hurt, but you could come back and play. But you were telling folks, I came here to play with KD. All of these things happened. That is what contributed to the narrative about Kyrie. Kyrie and I will probably never speak again in life. I assure you, I won't lose a minute of sleep over it. And the reason why is because we're talking basketball. We ain't getting into all the other stuff. The issue is you got to be committed to showing up to work. And the lack of commitment that people suspect he has, that is on him, not us.
In sports, self-awareness is so key.
Right.
Self-awareness, who you are, what's needed of you, what the team is needed of you. I'm going to go down here and list Kyrie's games played. 29, 54, 20, 67, 60. He played 72 in 2016, year we won a championship. Part of the reason why we won a championship.
That's right.
And then you go down, 53. And then 2014, 2013 is the first time that he played back-to-back 70 games in a season. So outside of everything you say, let's take everything that you just said off the table. We're not going to talk about vaccines. We're not going to talk about missed time. We're going to talk about how much are you available on the court. And if you look at it, 29, 54, 20, 67, 60, it's hard to win a championship like that when one of the best players in the world, and people were talking about, look, Anthony Davis, history of injury, he's played more than Kawhi and Paul George and Kyrie. None of those teams are contending for championships, for those reasons. If you don't get the best players in the world that you are paying $50 million to, if these guys aren't playing 70 games a season, getting ready for the postseason, not talking about 60 games and we're not sure if they're going to play in the postseason, that's going to put you from 1 to maybe potentially the 8th seed like they were when they were number 1 when Kevin Durant went out and all of a sudden they struggled to get into the postseason. He wouldn't give himself that contract. He, as a businessman, and I know Kyrie is a businessman, he would not give himself that contract.
And the only way to overcome it, this is the sad part about all this. The only way to overcome it is the only way that matters. All you got to do is play. That's it. When people pay their money to come to the Barclays Center through Atlantic Avenue traffic.
And you're going to put some respect on Barclays Center. You're going to start putting some respect on Barclays.
I love the arena. It's the damn traffic getting to the arena.
Okay.
That damn Atlanta. Listen, I love the pizza shops on Atlantic Avenue. They're delicious. But the point is, damn it, I mean, it's just too much damn traffic. But you go there, and it's like it's an insult to him that you expect to see him play, and you're paying your money because this dude is a box office attraction. This is not football where you're just going to see the game. No, with basketball, you go to see individuals, and that's an individual that you want to see.
Two things can be true. You can respect Kyrie's decision, but also acknowledge that the man hasn't showed up to play in the past few seasons before this even happened. There were times I thought Stephen A. was way too harsh on Kyrie. He called him stupid one time and the most arrogant superstar ever. That's a little out of line. Kyrie was just doing what he thought was right. But going off what RJ said, part of getting those max long-term contracts is availability, whether that's due to injury, whether that's your sister's birthday, whether that's taking games off because KD isn't healthy and you want to play on a contender. Any of those reasons is a reason for a team to not give you a contract. Like RJ mentioned, Kyrie wouldn't give himself that contract. Forget the vaccines. He's a businessman. He had some of the most popular shoes at Nike before he took all these games off, and now even his Nike stock has dropped just from him not being on the court wearing the shoes. And it's not just about missed games as a total number. Of course, he's played more games than Kawhi, Paul George, AD. It's also the reason why and when those missed games took place, because not all games are created equal. After this whole contract situation, I think Kyrie is motivated now more than ever, and he's going to finish this season strong to get that deal. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more NBA content just like this, and I will see you in the next upload.